Hello, all. This is Dr. Dheeraj I am an anesthesiologist and welcome to my channel. So today I would like to discuss about the branch anesthesiology, and I would like to tell a few things about the branch, that it is not a top branch. So recently in my YouTube channel, many people are actually commenting saying that they are choosing anesthesiology after watching my videos, and they're getting inspired by my videos and taking up anesthesiology. So now I would actually I never told that. I would like to confirm few things here. Number one thing is anesthesia is not a top branch. So what I mean to say top branch is top paid branch. So that you need to understand. See, I never told that anesthesia is a top paid branch. I always told that anesthesia is a very exciting branch and you never get bored in this. I really enjoyed it. So that is what I told. Okay. So if you are taking a decision based on these advices, then you are doing a very good job, because I really love my work and I am passionate towards anesthesia. But if you actually feel that it's a top paid branch and if you get that kind of information, then to clarify that, I am doing this particular podcast basically. So let me just tell you, if you compare anesthesiology with other branches like radiology, orthopedics, dermatology and even surgical branches, I can say that those branches are paid better than anesthesiology. See, maybe the entry salary would be slightly better in anesthesiology, but over a period of time they will get a better packages and salaries. And even if you move to a tier 2 city or other places, the kind of money you get in surgical branches is more than anesthesiology. So that is a clear-cut stuff, and there is no doubt in that. So why anesthesiology is not a top paid branch, I would like to clarify. Number one reason, everyone knows, it is behind the screen, and so the work that you do and the complexity that you deal, most of the people will not know because you are always behind the screen. And number two is you are never in the forefront for the hospital, you are always in the service provision sector. So anesthesia is considered as a service. So most of the times people who are in the forefront are paid more, like surgeons and other branches, gynecologists and other specialities. So that is another reason. The third reason is a varied structure of revenue. See, some centers the anesthetists are paid based on the salary. In some centers they have a pool system where they divide it. So there is no common structure of payment for anesthesiologists. So all these factors have led over a period of decades and years and have led to a situation where anesthesia payments are slightly lesser than other branches. So is it going to continue in future, or is it going to get better? What happens in 2033 is what I am going to talk in this particular podcast. So what I personally feel is, by 2033, that's exactly 10 years from now, anesthesia is going to become a top branch. Just like how in USA and other developed countries, Australia, the anesthesiologists are paid on par or better than other surgical specialities and other specialities. So that kind of situation is going to come even in India. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you a small story of what happened when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I was actually riding a bicycle, and I was trying to do a small feat with the bicycle, and I fell down. I fell down in such a way that I had a big laceration over my scalp area, and it was bleeding profusely. Immediately I was taken to a local hospital, and they did a scalp suturing. It is a pretty common thing, many kids actually fall down, and it is being done. But the only thing is that they have done the scalp suturing under local anesthesia, and I don't know whether it acted or not. So I still remember, me screaming in a lot of pain and 4 or 5 people holding my hands and suturing my scalp. I still remember all that. Maybe it became a post-traumatic kind of an event for me. I don't call it a stress disorder, but I still remember it vaguely. But nowadays, most of the kids and many people fall, they have a lot of injuries, but every case is done under general anesthesia. So why I told the story is, now see, the number of cases done under anesthesia has increased drastically because the sensitivity of the people has increased, the pain tolerance has decreased. So all these factors have led to the increase in the number of cases. For example, olden days when if MRI is there, people used to say even if they're scared, but now they are asking for anesthesia. Endoscopies are done regularly in the local in olden days, but now even endoscopies are done under general anesthesia or sedation. So if you see, the number of cases being done under anesthesia and sedation have increased. So what I look forward is, over a period of time, every case in the hospital will require some form of anesthetic intervention, and even anesthetists are involved in taking lines, and so many other stuff is being done. So many areas anesthetists are involved. So this is one very important thing which I am seeing a lot of changes happening in India, and which will actually lead to drastic improvement in the revenues of the anesthesia department. So this will be one of the factors which actually will increase the payment of anesthesiologists in future. And second thing is, some of the anesthesiologists are actually going into MBS, and some will enter the administration. And in the upcoming years, I am actually thinking more and more anesthetists might enter administration. And what happens is, the moment anesthesiologist is in the administration, and there will be some kind of favorism or bias to develop the branch. So this factor also might help in developing the branch, and getting the branch in a better revenues and better salaries. So I know some of the guys, I don't want to mention the name, they're actually CEOs in very big hospitals now, anesthesiologists. So when a CEO is an anesthesiologist, then obviously there will be some kind of favorism for the branch, even though it won't be shown directly, but there will be there. So that is another thing which is going to change in upcoming years, which is going to place anesthesiologists in the top branch. And number 3 would be the number of areas covered by anesthesiologists are dramatically increasing. For example, if you consider neuroanesthesia, the neuro monitoring is being taken care of, neuro intensive care and the transcranial Doppler, and all these things are being covered by anesthesia department. If you see cardiac anesthesiology, they cover ECMO and transesophageal echo, and intensive care is taken care by anesthesiologists in many centers, and ultrasound guided nerve blocks, pain medicine. So you need to increase the number of areas covered by anesthesiology. So that is one way by which we actually increase the revenue of the department. So that will make the branch, that is one more way you can get the branch into the top paid branches. And number 4 would be by doing indirect marketing for the organization where you're working. So what is marketing? Then see, marketing is getting the name of your hospital to other arenas and other zones. For example, you conduct a research, or you do an international presentation in some country, or you do a presentation in some other place, conduct a quality improvement projects, get involved in audits, and create some kind of awareness about your particular hospital in other areas, which would be appreciated by the management, and that such kind of departments would be favored by the management, and obviously it will translate into revenues over a period of time. And it is not a direct way of increasing the revenue like what I told before, but over a period of time it will increase. So these are several ways by which actually if we adopt and if we start doing all these things over a period of 7 to 10 years, anesthesiology would be one of the top branches in India. And you have to understand another story, what happened with the radiology. See, radiology 25 to 30 years back is just an X-ray, it is not being taken by toppers. But now radiology is different. Radiology is chosen by the toppers. What happened exactly is the advent of MRI and CT scans and interventional radiology has changed the game. So I don't actually see such kind of a change in anesthesia, because I don't see much scope for innovation here. See, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality. If you talk about those things, I don't see any major changes happening in anesthesia, because see, this is not a channel where we talk crap shit. So basically, what I am trying to tell you is, all those things might not affect practically. Much difference might not come. Okay, so what I feel is, innovations might not be much, but as I told in the previous part of the video, we have to increase the zones where we are working. We have to get into MBAs and help the department going further, and we have to by patients' sensitivity increasing and pain tolerance coming down, more and more procedures will come under anesthesia. So these are all the factors. And you getting involved in the soft marketing for the hospital by doing audits and presenting in conferences, and by getting involved in these things, you'll actually get the anesthesiology department might become one of the top paid branches in future. Hope I think you got the point what I'm trying to tell. So for that, you see, the anesthesiology training should change, and anesthesiology training should focus more on getting anesthesiologist a well-rounded person. So anesthesiologist should be having knowledge in research, should be knowing how the money flows, who should be knowing how to actually, it should be a learning mindset, learning new things, like how I am actually, after my DM I started learning about neuro monitoring, and I'm doing some courses in that and trying to update what is happening new and doing all that stuff like that. Some of my friends are actually doing that in the transcranial Doppler and in some hospitals. Like that, people are choosing one area and they're trying to develop in that. So like that, you take up more areas, and then that will actually indirectly help the department and branch to become a top branch in future. In this way, you are not actually growing yourself, you are actually doing a service to the branch and next generation. So over a period of time, it becomes a top branch or top paying branch. Thank you very much for following the podcast till the end, and as usual, Dr. Dheeraj logging off. Roger that.